Welcome to the Loving Relationships Training. I'm really excited to share with you what's in the training. And we've been doing this training all over the world, and it applies to everyone in every culture, and it applies to couples, to singles, to gays, to everyone. And so you're going to love it, and I'm going to tell you what's in it. We've interviewed lots of people around the world, and we found out there's 3 basic things they want in a relationship. They want a deep connection. They want good communication that includes no anger and no conflict. And they want spiritual intimacy, which includes having a mission together. And it includes being able to share with your partner the changes you're going through spiritually. We understand that you're here to improve your relationships, and we can really help you do that. And we begin by looking with total honesty, what is the status of your current situation in relationships? Are you single? Are you married? Are you divorced? Are you unhappy? Are you bored? Are you going through a divorce? What is the situation you're in now? And do you want to change it? And how do you want to change it? And then we go on and we write goals for your future. This is very important, that you write down exactly what you want. The next thing we look at is levels of enlightenment. And this training helps you go up the scale and get enlightened faster. That's one of the main purposes of it. So you can become enlightened faster. And then we study how the mind works. And you can get what you want by using your mind to achieve your goals in your relationships. And this means you understand how your thoughts create your results. In looking at how the mind works, a lot of people forget that their subconscious thoughts are producing the results, and they forget to deal with that. We deal with that very clearly, and in fact, we look at what is your worst thought about yourself, and this is buried thought that people are not even aware they have, and it ruins your life. We call this a personal lie, and we help each person figure out what is their deepest personal lie, and nobody else is doing this. This is done by rebirthers who understand how to do that. And this is not the real truth about you, but people believe it is. And we're talking about thoughts like, I'm wrong, I'm not good enough, I can't make it, I'm bad, I'm weak, those kind of thoughts. We also introduce people to spiritual masters that help us with our relationships, and they are always available. Then we look at how are we going to breathe out these negative thoughts in our subconscious? And we talk about breath work. In this training, we're actually going to have 3 sessions of breath work. So this will be at the end of the day, and this will help you release any tension in your body. It helps you release these personal lies. It helps you release pain in your body. It helps you feel clear, and then you go home feeling good. Part 2 is very deep and very interesting. And what we do is we look at how people are lacking forgiveness. And we take a forgiveness test to see where you're at with your father, your mother, your exes, yourself. And that's the first thing we do in part 2, find out where we're at with our forgiveness scale. Then we actually work a lot on anger, because anger is one of the biggest problems in relationships. So we help people understand the consequences of anger in their bodies, in their health, in their relationships. So we go over the consequences of anger. Then we help people release the anger. So we teach people what to do with their anger, how to handle it, how to change into peace. And this is a very deep part of the training. On part 2, we really deal with the old paradigm. And this is a paradigm you learn from your parents and your ancestors. And it has to be cleared out so that we can have the new paradigm in part 3. So the old paradigm, we go over family patterns, and there's about 14 family patterns that occur in all cultures. I've taught this training all over the world, and almost everybody is stuck in these patterns. And for example, you attract a partner who's like the parent you had the most trouble with. And you may think that's crazy, but it's very common. And finally, in part 2, we go all the way back to birth, and we look at your actual birth trauma. Everyone has had a birth trauma. Even in a normal birth, there's a lot of trauma. And a lot of us have formed deep negative thoughts right at birth. We call those pre-verbal thoughts. So your birth trauma affects your relationship. So we take a whole section to look at that. And it's very, very interesting. Day 2, we again end with breathing. And this breathing is even deeper than day 1 because people have learned all this stuff about their patterns and about their birth. And so they go into a deeper space breathing. And a lot of people have had miracles on day 2 during the rebirthing process. And often the spiritual masters come and help people in their sessions, and they actually see them. By checking everybody again where they're at with their forgiveness level. And we're always trying to get them to 100%. When you get to 100%, that's how you can erase the past. If you don't forgive 100%, then you're going to keep recreating whatever you're angry at. The next thing we do is Marcus teaches a section on the Course in Miracles. And I always say that's the most important book in 2,000 years. It's not a religion, it's a correction of religion. There's a lot of mistakes in religion due to all different translations. And now Jesus has come back through the Course in Miracles to correct all that. And we encourage people to practice the Course in Miracles on their spiritual path after the training. And most people have not gone through the whole book, or they haven't even started the book. So this is exciting to get them turned on to be part of the Course in Miracles. Now we keep going into the spiritual part of the training, and we talk about our Master Babaji, and we talk about the Divine Mother. And this is where everybody gets really high. And then when everybody's in a really high state, we teach the knowledge of physical immortality, which means how to live in your physical body as long as you choose while improving your body. Now we're finally ready to look at the new paradigm in relationships. And this is the paradigm of joy and the paradigm of a spiritual partnership where you come together with someone for the evolution of your souls. So we go over what is it like to be in the new paradigm, and this is really exciting for people. So we look at the difference between an unholy relationship and a holy relationship. And the new paradigm is obviously the holy relationship. Then we go briefly over sex and how to have a good sex life and how to have prosperity. And of course, these are kind of short sections. We don't have a whole lot of time to do them, but we do cover that. And we want people to have a good sex life and to be very prosperous. The final thing we do is we talk about communication. How to have a conflict-free relationship in your communication. And we give exercises for communication. And the final process is what we call the 8-minute process, where you sit with a buddy and you communicate something for 8 minutes, and you learn how to listen to someone for 8 minutes. Then finally, we close the whole training with a beautiful ceremony to the Divine Mother, where we offer rose petals to the altar and we say the 108 Divine Mother names. And it's a beautiful way to end the training. So we really want to thank you for being part of the LRT. And our experience is that after the LRT, people really change. They write us all the time and say their whole lives are changed. So I know that will be true for you.